Thunder, like you've never imagined.
Good morning everyone, welcome back to American Truck Simulator. I'm David Steele and here's me truck. Bit of a theme going on today. It's partly because of my time with the Ford CL9000, especially the super short version. Today we are in the short wheelbase even Mack R, with I think it's a 32-foot trailer. So it's not the longest trailer, not the shortest trailer, but one of the shorter trailers. So I'm going to go ahead and get the truck shut down. We've got a haul today of almost 32,000 pounds of gasoline. Let's go ahead and get that loaded up. Drum roll, everyone. It's a World of Trucks trip today, so my speed limit is 65 miles an hour. But that's not really going to be an issue. Let's start the Mack. Okay, and yeah, it's a Mack R. We've gone for a little bit of a different specification this time. Let's jump back into the cabin. Let's go ahead and get windows up. Right, we're using a 10-speed. It's an 8LL, so it's configured like an 8-speed with a couple of extra short low gears. I'm going to try not to overuse the word short. It's an overdrive gearbox with a 463 final drive, so at risk of saying the short word again, it's a little short. 55 is about 1550, 1600 RPM in top gear. Why so short? And can you even reach? Oh, okay. The reason why we've got a short gearbox is the reason why we almost always have a short gearbox, because we're either going halfway up a mountain or we have a low-powered engine, and typically both. In this case, we're doing a bit of hauling using a medium-duty engine as opposed to a heavy-duty duty. Let's go ahead and just gently pop it over the little speed bump here. There we go. Gasoline is not always my favorite cargo. Nice and shiny the trailer is there. Anyway, going back to the engine. Yeah, we've got a Cummins ISC under the hood here. And this engine is available for some trucks in the Steel Productions engine pack. That is a shameless plug. It is a derivative of the Cummins B6.7 engine. That's the famous Cummins that appears in Dodge pickups. It actually appears in other vehicles as well. I think Ford used the Cummins engine in the F650, I believe, and possibly others too. So it's a well-known engine. It's been around for a long time. It was originally a 6-litre and was bought out to 6.7. It may be getting a little long in the tooth, but it's still being used today. It's an inline 6, and so if you ever want to start a war with truck owners, and by truck I mean pickup owners, not the real trucks, the kind of the pickups that are prevalent in North America everywhere. And if it's a flame war about diesels, you can pick holes in all of the diesels. So there's the Ford Power Stroke. I mean that reminds me of and then choose your preferred female relative to remind that person of. You've got the Cummins 6.7, the engine that was never designed to run on dinosaur fuel or fossil fuels because it's older than the dinosaurs. And you've got various GM products. Is it the Duramax, or the Duratorque, or the EcoDiesel, or whatever the heck it's called these days? That yes, they are known for being not known, maybe. But this engine is the medium-duty version of a 6.7 litre. In this particular tune, it's 310 horsepower and 850 foot-pounds of torque. Other tunes are available. There are a couple of tunes in the pack. One is the 380 horsepower, I think it's 1,000 foot-pounds, and this one is the lower spec model. We also actually have the ISC, which is, I don't know whether that one's related. I think it's a shortened stroke SL from memory. Maybe it's a longer stroke B67. I don't recall, but that's also available. And that's available with a similar specification. But for today's purposes, we're going to use the ISB. So yes, it's not even 7 litres under the hood of this little Mack R. But it's rated for medium duty hauling. So that's what we're going to do. Now we might be at the top end of that weight scale. We may get the chance to find out if we happen across a weigh station. The 10-speed, yes, I have modelled the Dodge pickups 6-speed automatic, or one of the autos, but I didn't use it for this trip because it's a little tall geared for what I had in mind. It's great for visiting Walmart and towing your boat, because, you know, I like boats. To be fair, that's doing the Cummins engine a bit of a disservice, but it's a little tall for what I had in mind, and I really wanted the extra short low gears. So here we are in low, stuck behind someone who's not moving anywhere. Now when it's empty, it'll move off in first through 8, so it works like an 8-speed, which is just perfect. That's what it's designed for. But with the cargo on board, yeah, it's dropping to low, and as well it should, because we're asking quite a lot for not that much torque. 850 foot-pounds. That's not the smallest in terms of torque output in the engine pack. We've got some Mack engines that produce a little less, I think, but it is pretty lightweight. It is pretty low. Peak torque is produced at 1400 revs. So that means that this engine needs to be revved just a little bit to get it to perform, but it still does okay from lower engine speeds. As we see here, I'm using it in automated mode. I should check the shift points, but it'll change up and seeks at 1200 RPM. It's producing decent torque at low speeds. There's a Prius here. Oh wait, I've got gas on board. I intentionally missed it, honest. So why run the ISB? Why run a medium-duty engine in today's trip? I mean, if you're asking a question and you really want to know, then no answer I give you is going to make any sense. But because I can, is the chosen answer. It's been a while since I've used the ISB, and that's partly because I tend to use very definitely heavy-duty trucks. The Mack R is very definitely a heavy-duty truck. I speed up to 55. I think it'll change up into top in the high 40s, I believe, and that's with automated modes. You can move that around a little bit if you're driving it without cruise. Yeah, actually, there you go, 41. Okay, we did drop down a hill. So mostly because I could. Why a 10-speed? It seems in character with what we're trying to do today. Did think about using, like I say, the Dodge Auto, or maybe one of the Allison automatic boxes, but I'm sure we could pair up to it with a suitable ratio. But no, let's just go with a 10-speed, and it works okay. It's the gearing feels about right for the kind of cargo that we're hauling today. Yeah, it's taking its time to get much above 50. But I've only got 310 horses to work with here. There are a lot of family SUVs that have more power than this, and do they have 850 foot-pounds of torque? No. But they also don't have 32,000 pounds of gas. They don't have that big a gas tank. So yeah, it's another pleasant Mack R driving experience. I am I really like this mod truck, and I struggle to understand why it's free when it could be most definitely a premium truck. I service brake a little bit here. One of the issues with a smaller engine is if you do have an engine brake or a compression brake, which is what this one sounds like, it's not a lot of volume behind it, giving you braking effort. That cop was a little bit aggressive moving off there. Right, so this is where we're going to see how not having that much torque is going to be a bit of a hindrance. So we see it's going into the lower 2 gears, and it's only in them for a very short period of time. Once we get through the higher gears, yeah, it'll happily rev out a little bit. So one of the potential benefits of a small engine is fuel consumption, and here is a mixed bag with something like this. Let's just switch to my trip economy meter. So I filled up before I drove to collect the cargo, and my maximum speed is 65 miles an hour. I can't go any quicker than that because of the fact that this is a World of Trucks trip. So mileage of 6.4, that is not great. It's not as good as it could be. And something like an X12 efficiency with 350 horsepower and got a lot more torque could be seeing 10 miles per gallon with the right gearbox. And there's the reason why. And this is something where I've spent quite a lot of time working on within the American Truck Simulator and with the view to my engine packs, and that is, can I better model the fuel consumption of this engine? Because it needs revs to perform, and that's in the very nature of how the engine works. But its consumption is kind of penalized through needing to use all those revs. Yes, you do model the smaller capacity. And you saw when we were idle, it was using 0.4 gallon per hour, I believe, is what that was showing. And something like a Cat C16 is 0.8, 0.9. So it does model it, and it models it how quickly it revs, but it doesn't really seem to reflect that you might be getting quite a bit higher mileage in a medium-duty truck. So is this because the physics and the fuel consumption modeling is fairly accurate, and if you do drive a medium duty, you don't get the same mileage as if you drive a heavy duty? Or is it that the game penalizes higher revving engines? If you have any insight into that, I'd love to hear it in the comments below. I'd like to try and get to grips with it. I mean, the engine idles at 700 revs, and it's still 0.4 of a gallon, so it does take into account a smaller capacity. It's just, we can get up to a cruise, I'll show you what I mean. But, all said and done, I still really enjoy spending time with the smaller capacity engines. I love the sort of underdog trucking experience. You know what, I'm going to haul 47,000 pounds of diesel even though I only have a 350 horsepower engine. And that seems to be a bit of a modus operandi for the tractor engines used to haul fuel. Yeah, we'll give them as small a truck and little engine as we can, because we know that they'll get the job done. Yeah. But right now, the engine is at pretty much full load. And yeah, it's getting 6.7, but see how the fuel consumption drops very quickly as the revs rise. Yes, our speed's rising too, but we were at 6.8, 6.9 doing 40 miles an hour. And it's already dropped to 6.2 at 50 miles an hour. So it looks like the dramatic increase in revs has a big difference in fuel consumption. There you go, 6.1. As our speed climbs a little bit, and that's what I really want to try and compensate for. Making the fuel consumption flatter. The fact that you've got a small engine doesn't really seem to help that much. It does, but it doesn't quite behave as I want it to, so I don't think I have a better way of doing it, unless I start trying to play around with truck masses. But look, we're close to 60 at 5.8 miles per gallon. For the sake of it, I'm going to use the right-hand lane, but I don't think I really do. There's nothing that seems desperate to get past me. Now, of course, if you're working an engine hard, as we're doing here, I'm still not cruising. I'm not even doing 60. My mileage is actually instant mileage. Fuel consumption is reducing per mile, so it's 5.8 miles per gallon right now because our speed's dropped and our revs have dropped, and it's still producing. Actually, it might be producing a little less torque. So the more time that you can cruise, the more time that, like now, you can coast, the big impact it makes to your fuel consumption. But it seems to be well set up for heavy-duty engines, but the smaller stuff, not so well. That was quite an aggressive turn in for all the gas you've got tucked up behind you. Right, and there I booted the power and the transmission shifted down for me. So it's going to take it to 2200, I think. A little more. Yeah, a little more. What do you know? 2300. My bad. Nothing around me, so this white pickup's going to figure out I'm merging, hopefully, not try and cut up my inside. Okay. Right. So again, 55 was what, 6.5 to the gallon, and that instant mileage is just plummeting as my engine speed rises. So if you have a medium-duty engine that produces its output at sort of 1200 revs, or is happy to be run along at 1200 revs with suitable gearing, you'll get amazing mileage. But to keep the torque curves realistic, you need a few more revs on the tachometer, and yeah, that's when the fuel consumption thing just seems to fall apart a little bit. It's okay. It's not a deal breaker. Still on my way up to 65. Almost there. But not quite. I can't do 70. I'm limited to 65, so once we get there, maybe the answer is go with a smaller trailer and don't carry as much cargo, and therefore you don't spend so long working the engine flat out, and therefore your fuel consumption is better. Well, maybe that's the answer, but I would like to try and reflect the slightly, or the better, the lower fuel consumption with a smaller capacity engine. Do enjoy the Mack. I may have to lift off for this though. Oh, it says 40 miles an hour. I will take that seriously because of the explosive contents behind me. Well, I'll say seriously. We're still going to barrel in at too high a speed. Little bit of control difficulty there as we crested the top, but back on the power. Let's use gravity to help us get back up to speed. Let's tell everyone that we've got to merge. My SUV's already merged over. He's clearly seen me the way I tackled that ramp, and he's right, I'm out your way. Road surface down there on the right. All the repairs have happened over the years. My cruise is set to be 60, but I'm just going to tap it down to 55. See if we can just bob along at 55 here. I would like to have seen 7, 8, 9 miles per gallon from this trip, but that's not looking realistic unless I can cruise at 55, and even then I'm still not seeing the best mileage in the world. stop for ticket. It looks like I've got actually a turn pass. I don't think I have to stop. Yeah, I think I'm good. Yeah, I'm not doing cash today. We're like the royal family, the British royal family. We don't carry cash, don't you know? Whatever next? Drinking coffee. Yeah, no, I've not got any cash on me. I'm going to get pinched out by this. Is that a Ford? Hey, at least it wasn't a Prius. I'd have had to have hit it if that were the case. Or run over it. Oops! Don't get stuck in the wheel arch on your way out. Yeah, my bad. So, lumbering up the hill, that's the 1250 RPM, and that's an attempt when setting up the transmission points. Great, my lane finishes up here. That's an attempt to try and save a little bit of fuel, but lumping up that hill at sort of 1200 RPM, and it was doing it, but it's not got the best acceleration. This has not got full torque output. Even if it has, we're only looking at 850 foot-pounds of torque, and need I say that's half what you might prefer. And realistically, if you've got 1450 to 1650, you probably will got all that you need most of the time. And we'll not be turning and taking the cash option. We're just going to keep going. Quick check on my progress. Let's see. We have only 37 miles to go. Good grief, this has been a quick trip. Well, I'm good with that. I guess time flies when you're having fun and talking about nerd stuff. But yeah, cute little truck. Not as small as the Ford, but so cute. I went for the shiny chrome single exhaust. Was tempted to use the stock. I often use the stock exhaust with a Mack R, but I thought, you know what? No, we've got a premium engine in this bad boy. The ISB is, if we call it a B series, which it kind of is, it's a premium engine. Premium engines deserve chrome exhausts. Or chrome heat shields too, as well as the pipe. I think my gearing level is about right. 1600 RPM at 55, give or take. Yeah, I could have gone with a little taller on the gearbox, but that would have pretty much robbed me of. I want to say it would have stolen the truck's vitality. That's a grand way of saying it would have felt very sluggish. Okay, let's get off the power. Take this exit here. Oh, this doesn't look confusing at all. I think this is Kansas City. I'm sure it's Kansas City. I thought I'd been here before, but maybe not. Yeah, it is Kansas City. I can see on the map. Okay. Well, I guess I have been here before, but I don't remember this section of the road. I know. Let's separate the lanes, and then we'll bring them back together again. Is it a cat? No, it's not a cat. It's a rifleman and an officer. Officer's telling the rifleman what to do, and the rifleman appears to be going, "Yep, okay, whatevs." Speeding to be in the right-hand lane, and this is this. I don't know what it is, what this car is, but whatever it is, he's kind of in my way. So, okay. Oh, it's an SUV. I guess I should have figured it was an SUV because we're in America. Incidentally, if you drive an SUV, I'm not necessarily criticizing it, it's just that, and for good reasons, I know why people have them, but they're almost everywhere. It seems most houses have an SUV or a pickup truck, and hey, this household is the same. It's not a pickup truck though.
Turn right.
Okay. haven't been to this location. Where are we? Caliber Motors. Okay. Guess this will be the security to get into the factory. So, it's me and I'm trustworthy, honest. Here's me badge. Right, thank you. Cheers, Gav. Okay. This almost looks like a Mazda badge. And the weigh station's not in use. I'd love to know how much this weighs. Oh well. How big is this facility? Oh, it's pretty big. Okay. I'm gonna get my windows up. It's 88 degrees Fahrenheit in the game, and that is warm enough to be uncomfortable, especially if you're in a truck. So I've hand waved my air conditioning. It says air conditioning down there, but I've got to just make sure I don't run into anything. So I'll check that in just a second. Obviously, it's completely safe to check if your truck has air conditioning while carrying gas, because gas only explodes if you hit something. Yeah, I'm not seeing that does have AC. So we might be hot anyway, in which case we might want to just open the windows. Well. Side speed limit's 30, David, not 10. Don't go crazy though, there's no point in bombing around here. Just half the time it's taking me to get there by jumping up to 20 miles an hour. Yeah, Caliber Motors, and it's like a tick. Did you buy a Caliber Motors car? Price is right. Does what you need. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. The locomotive here and the sort of loading bays and the areas. I like details like that. This is a really nice feature.
It's all over now.
Let's try something. All right, so I'm gonna have to be very careful how I do this. But okay, so that's got me stopped. Parking brake on, put it in neutral. Let's check. So I got a choice. Where do you need it? Oh, that doesn't look like fun. Anywhere you like. Let's play it safe, or I'm in a hurry. Okay, can you imagine how hard that's going to be if I get this wrong? Oh wow. Okay, that doesn't look too hard, right? Let me see if I can do it from this view. What could possibly go wrong, right? Well, a lot could go wrong, so I can't see very well, but we'll see. And how are they going to unload the fuel? I guess they've got like a... Well, I don't know what they've got down there. Somewhere you could plug your hose into. Okay, this could be an epic disaster, so bad that you will be calling Thunderbirds. Or, this might make it easy. I don't think it will. I'm going to turn my lights off, it's too distracting. Right, now I'm not the world's best judge of if we're in the spot or not. For now. Or even if we're straight, because we're not straight yet. But so far I haven't crashed. Okay, how hard can this be? I think we're close to being about right, and having a small short wheelbase truck makes this a lot harder to straighten things up. But that looks like maybe we're backing up straight. I think we're maybe a little bit heading towards the left hand side of the spot as if I'm looking back towards the camera. But that might be close. And I'm saying it might be like I can really tell. Yeah, I'm not quite straight enough, but let's go ahead and see if we can straighten things up. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, come on. Just inch it back, inch it back, inch it back, inch it back, inch it back. I didn't quite make it. So, let's go ahead and just move the camera a little bit. Let's just do a whole bird's eye move thing here. Where was I getting it wrong? Oh, wow. Everywhere. Okay. I don't know if I hit the wall, and I'm not going to look, because if I did hit the wall, I don't really want to see that. Just move it forward. Difficult to get the right perspective there, I think. Let's try and straighten it up a little bit. I think I'm about to hit the barrier, so we're going to go ahead and put it back into 5. Gently move. Yeah, it needs quite a bit of power to get the thing to move off from rest. Okay. Alright. Got a much better chance this time. I got a much better view of the of where exactly I need to be. I'm a little bit left, but it might let me get away with it. Let's see. Yay, look at that. Only took me 2 attempts, which I'm very happy with. Okay, let's shut the engine down and let's see how well we did. I'm curious. I reckon maybe 6.4, 6.5 to the gallon. I don't think we did great on fuel, but we'll see. So 331 miles and pretty much 50 gallons. That's actually better than I thought. That's a little closer to 7. It's what, 6.6? 6.7? Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I did alright. And I got 105 bonus experience points for my epic trailer maneuvering bonus, which is pretty much 25%. So, yeah, go me. Right, well that just about wraps up today's video, so hope that you enjoyed this, and if you have, you should know by now what exactly to do. Go ahead, click like, you can subscribe for more adventures, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much everyone, take care, goodbye.